said my head's big. Look at your head.
I have a big head.
No, I do have. I have big cheeks. That's why.
Nice cheeks.
Anyway.
Welcome back to Think Sip Right. I'm Rick.
I'm Roberta.
And today we are going to talk about kind of like the evolution of technology with phones. Not all phones though, right? Cell phones, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And the reason we came...
Because technology would be... I mean, we would be sitting here for a couple
hours.
hours.
Oh, yeah. It's got.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
But I did write about technology evolving.
Here we go. Self-promoting.
Yep, self-promotion. Techno Feast, my novel.
Mm-hmm. So let's get into it.
Yeah, all right. So what do you got?
So first off, let's talk real quick. I mean, look at how far we've come with cell phones, right? Well, I mean, think about it. I remember my parents we were at either Plymouth Meeting Mall or King of Prussia Mall. It was Plymouth Meeting Mall, first floor. And they were selling the cell phones, right? Mm-hmm. When they were like the big ones. Okay? Like they were this big and you would open them. Actually, my parents got one of those and I thought it was the coolest thing ever. I was like, can I use it? I was like, I don't even know how old. I was like, 10, maybe a little older, 12?
I remember my parents had this AT&T portable phone in the house. Mm-hmm. And when they got that, it was
you like the wireless?
Amazing. It was bad because like half the time you would press the buttons and they wouldn't respond once it got like a couple years old.
Right.
But it was cool. I mean, it was the neatest thing.
I remember when those portable ones came out, like the wireless ones. Sometimes you had to be near the phone still because the reception would get bad.
It would get bad, yeah.
Right? But then they started to evolve, and like I said, I remember my parents getting that first cell phone. I thought it was the coolest thing. I was like, can I use it? And I thought it was all cool. My parents would like let me walk down the block with it. It was huge. It was like a brick.
Yeah.
It was, but this one wasn't like the one it was a flip brick.
Oh my gosh.
Phone, yeah. But it was really cool. Like, how much, and I worked for a cell phone company right before... Actually, right when I met you.
You were working
but no, I worked for Verizon Wireless at the time, and then I worked for like Nextel, and it was VoiceStream, which is T-Mobile now. Sprint, which is still Sprint, and then it was Singular at the time, and that was AT&T.
Yeah.
And so I remember just dealing with different phones but I love the fact that I worked in those cell phone companies because I always got the new phones.
Yeah.
Every time they came out, I always would get them. But I remember when I met you, he didn't have a cell phone.
I didn't need one.
Oh, yeah, you did.
I didn't need one.
So our first date, what does he do? He goes to a payphone.
Well, somebody gave me the wrong directions to their house, so I had to go backtrack a couple blocks.
Excuses.
Find a payphone.
But anyway,
you can't even find payphones.
I got him hooked up with a phone.
You can't even find payphones anymore.
You can.
But
our swim club does have a payphone. I saw in the back. I don't know if it works.
I'm gonna check that out.
Yeah.
Not to detract from what's going on, but we are enjoying a tasty beverage. What is this? What did you make?
This is a rosemary gin cocktail. I actually use Blue Coat because I love supporting my locals. So Blue Coat gin, and I did a simple syrup, which is equal parts sugar and water, and I added rosemary in there, and then like some spritzer, like club soda.
Slice a cucumber.
You added that. I did not add that, but I'm almost half done. That was really good. Very tasty.
All kinds of good things at homemade-delish.com.
Look
and
at you.
Following her on Instagram.
Promotion.
Yeah, gotta do it. Gotta support
But anyway.
Wildlife. Fun.
That was a fake laugh. Did you just hear that?
I know.
But think about it though. Like, look at our kids now. Like I don't know how many of you guys have kids or nephews, nieces,
just look
grandkids.
At kids in general. I mean,
it is amazing how these kids can pick up a phone or anything and just zip right through it. Mm-hmm. And then we have our older generation that has they have a hard time with like an iPhone. Like they have no idea where to go, what to do,
Well, I mean, all the things that phones do now, I mean, they do everything but cookie breakfast at this point.
Seriously. Well, you can order with Siri.
Yeah, you can. But I was thinking about, because when we're doing, we listen to music when we're doing research,
Cooking.
And obviously we don't do that much research. But when we're doing research for this stuff, we always have music playing. and Outcast came on, and I immediately thought of Polaroid pictures, because when I was growing up, I mean, you know, you'd take a picture with a Polaroid and you'd shake it, and
those actually were the best.
yeah.
But you know, they came out with another camera that does that now.
Yeah, but I mean, everything is pretty much done
In your phone.
from phones. I mean, professional photographers are still using really good cameras now, but I mean, you can get phones that can do all that pretty much.
I mean, I don't remember the only time I will print a picture is if the kids need it for school, because everything is my phone or my social media.
Right. We used to go to weddings, and a couple of the weddings I went to, I would take everybody would have the disposable cameras at the tables. Do they even do that anymore?
I don't know. Actually, that's a really good question.
But I would always take, no matter whose wedding it was, and I went to a couple of weddings where I didn't even know the people.
Oh, God.
And I would take the camera into the bathroom and just moon the camera and take a picture of it, among other things, and leave it on the table, and nobody would know until they got it developed.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah. But there's actually some really disturbing things with cell phones, though, too.
Yeah? Like what?
Do you know that it has 18 times more bacteria than the little toilet flusher thing?
Like the handle for the toilet? I mean, I guess it makes sense. Your hand touches the toilet, you're grabbing the I mean, I'll be honest. And I'm trying not to be gross, but I'll be honest.
Really gross.
I'll stand, and when I'm going to the restroom, I'll hold the phone in one hand and I'll be checking like news feed while I'm going to the restroom.
I mean, luckily a lot of the bathrooms now they self flush, right? But the problem is it's being exposed to, like, when it flushes, all those particles come up, which actually is not good for you to breathe in too.
Right.
But
I mean, that's going off on something else.
But no, it's disgusting though how that, you know. And then in Japan, which I wish they would make the phones here like that, because I had an incident. What was that, in November, where my phone dropped in the toilet? I had it in my back pocket. I went to go to the bathroom and it went right in the toilet. But in Japan, 90% of their phones are waterproof.
90%?
90%.
Well,
because the young kids there like to use it in the shower.
Well, look, their technology is 5 to 10 years ahead of ours. You know, we're coming out with stuff now. I mean, cell phones do. You can get the VR headsets now. Mm-hmm. You know, with your cell phone. Mm-hmm. But the Japanese were doing that. Yeah. You know, 5 years ago. Yeah. So we're kind of getting their technology. We're a little far behind them, but they're geniuses as far as what they develop and everything.
But the first mobile phone call was made in 1973 by one of the is it Motorola? Mm-hmm. I thought I was going to say that wrong. One of the inventors in 1973. He tested, I guess, out with a cell phone. Because when did cell phones come out? Well,
they said the first real cell phone came out in 83, which was 10 years after that. It was by Motorola. It was called Dynatac 8000X.
Right. Do you know how much it cost?
No.
I found that out.
No.
$4,000.
I believe it, because whenever you would see it, I remember watching 80s action movies and like Miami Vice and stuff like that, and they'd have cell phones, and it was always the guys in the convertible cars
that had the cell phones.
Cars that had, yeah. Well, it's like, you know, calculators when they first came out. They were hundreds.
Yeah,
of
but
dollars.
do you remember then the calculus calculators that you would use for like math? Do you remember, like, they were like big and like they had all the like different things?
Yeah, well, and all that's built into your phone now.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And we use it mainly when we're shopping. Like, I do my grocery list on there. Like, your calculator, like, you go out, like, everything is there. Well, how many times can I say like?
Cell phones really didn't become popular with people until sometime in the 2000s. You know, I mean, people weren't really.
No, they were, because I remember my friends.
Late 90s were still mostly everybody had pagers.
No, I remember, I would say 98, 99 is when like Motorola came out and you had the flip phone and you could change like the color of the front of the thing.
Yeah, about the turn of the millennium.
Right, you couldn't text or anything yet. It was all phone calls, but I remember those things coming out because I said, I worked for Verizon in 99, 2000.
Well, now you see everybody texting, walking, and putting their heads down. I mean, I saw a kid get hit by a car. Honest to God, I was driving one day. He got hit by a car because he's walking across the street.
And I do it often. I actually do, and I catch myself doing it. It's like that one woman that was in the mall. I forget where it was. And she wanted to sue the mall because the fountain was there. But it's her fault. She wasn't paying attention to where she was walking.
Oh, this kid that got hit, I felt so bad.
But this is how dangerous actually phones can be because we're so glued to our phones.
Yeah.
You know? And
we do it. And we try not to. I mean, we're conscious of it and we do it.
Right. But I try to put it down, especially when we're with the kids because, you know, I may take a picture and post something and I'll just leave it.
Yeah, but you run your business.
Right, but I still try to put that aside because my kids are first. Like, that's who I want to be with and be part of. I don't want my phone to be taking that special time away from them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they will call me out. They have no problem going, you've been on your phone for too long. They've done that to you. Daddy, you're on your phone. Like, they will call us out. And I'm surprised they haven't asked for a phone yet. Actually, Lana has. But I'm going to be total old school. I don't want my kid having a phone yet.
No, I don't need a phone until they're teenagers.
Well, no, I would
Unless they're going out somewhere.
I would say around like 11, 12 is when they really start getting into like, I'm going over to my friend's house.
Well, because you're restricting access to certain things. But
I like the fact that there's a lot of ways to track them and to, you know.
Yeah, but for every way there is to track, there's always a way around it. Believe me, I know.
Oh, well, we all know that. We all know that. You know?
Well, one of the things now is like, you know, I mean, everybody would phone call somebody. It's funny, we don't even have a house phone anymore just because it was only getting telemarketers. Everybody call or text your cell phone.
So annoying. But now they're doing it now to your cell phones.
My preferred way to talk to somebody now, if I'm not in person with them, is a text because I'm so busy. And you are too, and it's like you send a text message.
It's not that I don't love the people that I have a text conversation, like when they call me, it's either I'm in the middle of something, because I'm telling you, when you pick up the phone, you have a conversation with somebody, you don't want to be rude and not pay attention to what they're saying. Right?
I've actually seen her on the laptop doing business transactions and texting on the phone and making notes at the same time. And it's kind of like, you know, you can't take time out sometimes to just, yeah, it's nice to talk to people.
Yeah.
That's why I look forward to seeing people in person because I can talk to them. But, you know, 9 times out of 10, if I text somebody and go, hey, what are you up to? I don't need a phone call back going, you know, just going, oh, well, what, I'm doing this. Or, you know,
You just want a quick response. And that's just the way, I mean, that's the society that we're living in now. That's what our brains are starting to actually function.
We're kind of merging with technology as we
are.
go.
We really are,
which is
strange. But mobile phones actually do create like insomnia, confusion, and headaches. They say, actually, studies have proven if you leave your phone on when you're in bed, it will actually cause you to have bad sleep at night.
Because you're getting, actually, they also say don't look at your phone in the middle of the night. If you wake up and you roll over to see if you got a text message or something.
Or look at the time.
Because what happens,
your brain waves.
The light from the phone activates your brain waves.
Right. But I always do night shift on my phone. So at like 9 o'clock, my phone will do a night shift. So the lighting on the phone will actually dim. And I did that to yours too. But I guess what they're saying is the waves when you're sleeping, like if you get a text message or a like or a tweet or whatever the case may be, your phone is pinging, even though it's on silent, it's still going to light up.
Well, I've been there at times where
Does that make sense?
Because I've been there at times where I've sworn my phone was buzzing. Because I never have it on ringer. I always have it on vibrate in my pocket, but I've sworn it was buzzing. And I pick up my phone and there's nothing there. And a second later, I get a text message. And it's usually from people who aren't on the same plan, like a Sprint to a Verizon thing or something like that.
I hear you.
Because I know for a fact there's a delay because I'll be talking to people in person, and we'll get group messages, and then it'll be kind of like, oh, why am I the last person getting it? You know, but you can kind of...
It's all the cell phone towers and the connection and stuff like that.
There's a guy who claims that, well, he's not around anymore, but in 1908 claimed he developed cellular technology. And he was basically discredited, but it was 10 years later where the Germans actually used the exact same technology for cell phones on their railway systems.
Really?
Yes. So that was developed in 1918. Now, cell phone technology itself, the actual modern technology, even though it couldn't do what it was doing now, but the ability to call somebody wirelessly was actually perfected in 1940. But, you know, obviously it's way too expensive to mass market, and it didn't come around until, you know, half a century later.
If you think about, like, all the, like, different ways of communicating, like boats and ships and stuff like that, how did they communicate?
And they throw bottles at each other and
No,
stuff.
I mean, it wasn't a phone, right? It was, like, the walkie.
No, I'm pretty sure.
Or, like, back then it was a little... What was that little type? In Titanic, when they do the little...
Titanic, they were...
Right, what is that?
Chicken.
What is... It was like...
Are you talking about Morse code? Are you talking
about
telegraph?
Is that what it was? Is that what it was?
Man. You're going to have to put an SOS on this one.
No, wasn't that it? Though? Is that what it was? It wasn't Morse code or saying, like...
When they're tapping, the taps, the dots and dashes?
I thought it was like they're communicating.
They are.
No, but I mean like communicating. I didn't know it was Morse code. I just thought it was like, we're going to hit an iceberg.
Well, no, it's done. It was done.
Like, I thought
you are right. It was done over a wire or over...
right, but I thought that they were spelling. Like iceberg. Or were they just going SOS, SOS, SOS?
You're thinking of later on. The SOS when that was in was actually a telegraph.
See what I mean?
Okay, you're not as slow as I thought you were.
Seriously?
You actually made sense there for half a second.
No, but like that's what I want to know. Like, were they typing or were they?
Well, it was a series of taps, so they had.
So they knew, like, if it was an emergency.
It sent an electrical signal.
Okay.
And if they held it down, it would send, you know, longer, and if they tapped it, it would do it. So that was, but yeah, you're not thinking of Morse code. You're actually thinking of when they were able to transmit from the air.
See, miscommunication.
See, when you first said it, when you said ships, I immediately thought
here.
I thought that's my fault. I thought pirate ships.
Who the heck is talking about pirate ships?
I don't know. I just thought pirates for some reason.
Okay.
And I thought, like,
Pirates of the Caribbean.
1600s Pirates of the Caribbean, you know.
On that note.
Yeah. So we should do another episode later about...
I like doing this.
I don't know. We should do another episode later about other technology that's evolved. And
yeah, for sure. There's so much technology. That's what I said. Like, we can't sit here and talk about...
No, this was a good...
We'll be sitting here for hours, and nobody got time for that, right?
Nobody wants to listen to us for that long. I mean, I know I don't want to listen to you for that long. If we're not doing this, I don't listen to you for more than 30 seconds. So
messed up.
Well, you've even said that. I don't listen to you.
What?
You've said I don't listen to you.
Well, if it's not, like I said before, if it's not intriguing or interesting, my mind's, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. Well, on that note, ... dash, tap, tap, tap.
No.
Cheers.
Tap, tap. No. Tap, tap. Tap, tap. Tap, tap.